What's good, good people? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? We are about to hop into this another episode 23 of the Dragon's Den. Welcome, everyone, man. I see y'all already in the chat. It's gonna build. I promise y'all, man. Y'all gonna have great conversations tonight. But we got some serious topics. We got a super substitute. We got my man in the building. We got my Matrix man in the building, aka I will change your life. We about to get it lit for you. We about to give you that energy. So let's go! Bloody. Shout out to my King of the Satan Rings brother. You already know he's subbing in for his sweet lady Akumu. And I also like to say shout out to my brother PK who couldn't make it tonight. He's a little bit under the weather, but he'll be back with us for sure. But Bloody, man, what's been good and what have you been playing, my brother?
Hey, you already know what it is, everyone. But to those who don't know, what's going on, dudes, dudettes, and all my beautiful people at the interwebs, you know what it is. Bloody Nuts, aka the Got the Gamer, your resident anime king, but more importantly, the King of the Satan Rings, guys. I hope everyone's doing wonderful. You know what it is. I was like, I've been doing my thing, been gaming here and there. I was like, I've been working on things in the back end, but I was like, I haven't been doing much lately because for those who don't know, I've been occupied with my new work and it has been a lot, but I will be coming back soon. I was like, I also have for all those who are interested, Smash is coming back. But other than that, I've been doing my thing gaming. I was like, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest 11. Also been checking out and playing a lot of the demo for Tales of Arise. Got me excited for that. And of course, I was checking out a couple of the other demos that are coming out. But, you know, waiting for all the big games that are be coming out later this year. I was like, we just got Hades that just dropped over in Game Pass. But everyone, of course, is hyped for one of the topics that we're going to be talking about later tonight.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, my brother. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And then in this corner, we have the guy that's undefeated on the internet. When them credit card bills are overflowing and your electric bill is high, give him a couple dollars and he'll turn all those bills into zeros, baby. And you'll be debt free in this mother. Let's go. It's my man Sick. Sick, what you been playing this week, man? Tell me what's been going on for you, man, because you know you in every podcast chat, lighting up, giving people that information, my brother. What's good?
Mental note. Stack all that money because I'm going to need it for bail and lawyers. Mental notes.
Dry snitching.
Yeah. I've been playing that game of life, man, but I'm in it to win it. So, you know, money is stacked. Got the contractors all good, so all of that personal issues is out the way, and it got back to gaming this afternoon. I played some of that Riders Republic. Ooh, that's so much fun, yo! It's as fun as the trailers looked, and I'm so happy I got to try that out. Yeah, yo, shout out to certain people who passed that along. Thank you.
No, just say it. Let me hook me up. Let me the ass. Let's go.
He wants the credit.
Yo, listen, man.
Thank you.
Listen, it's one of them games I'm looking forward to, man. And I got a chance to share a code with my brother. Listen, there you go. Now they made the beta open to everybody, so now everybody could play. But we had it like a week ago. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We good now. Everybody can jump in
a little bit longer too. No doubt. But
it's fun. It's surprisingly fun. I was like, after they didn't really have much success with Steep, I was real curious about Riders Republic, and I like that they focused on the whole extreme sports aspect instead of just one single sport, kind of like what they did with the Crew 2, went into the whole extreme motorsports, not just racing and stuff like that. And I really like that.
Yeah, it's real fun. You know, I had a whole week of not playing no games, so I want to try something different. Which isn't the best idea usually, you know, when you don't have a lot of time to play. And so you finally play something, you want to play something that's good. But I took a risk, and I'm happy I did. That Riders Republic, man, that's the joint. Definitely got to pick that up.
I've been looking forward to that. It's like Pilot Wings on steroids. I'm all for it. And that multiplayer is absolutely amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Chaotic.
Shout out to my big brother, my big little brother, my little brother. Let's go, baby. You already know. Intro Media Gaming. Shout out to my man Mike from Next Level Gaming. Let's go, man. I see y'all in the chat, man. I'm trying to get everybody. I see my man Stanley in the building, man. Back is in the building.
What up, Zo?
My man Craig is in the building. You already know how we give it up.
108 Dragons TV welcomes everyone.
Us, man. That's definitely the facts. Now, with that being said, let's get into these topics. We got a lot of topics. We got one major topic that I'm gonna drop some footage on y'all. Y'all gonna be like, man, that's kind of slick. But we're gonna get into that later. But we're gonna talk about the success of Psychonauts and being embraced. And I have to say this for the record. The original Psychonauts on the OG Xbox, I was not a fan. I was not a fan. But watching people play Cerebral Paul, Mr. Mike from NLG, I said, you know what? Let me download this game because I think I'm gonna get into this one. It looks, first of all, it looks graphically beautiful. The levels are stunning. The thought process behind the game seems like, you know, when Microsoft kept that check, looked like they had more work put into the game. So listen, we know this came out on multi-plats because it started off like that, but it was also a GoFundMe game. But listen, what did y'all think about the rave reviews that is being received across the board? Tell me what you thought about that, buddy. Let's get into that.
Like, honestly, straight up, I knew that it was going to be good. I was like, the thing about Double Fine is that they're very creative, they're very artistic, and everything that they do, it shines, even though it has a smaller scope. I mean, look at what they did with turn-based combat, with what they did with Costume Quest, right? They took a concept of, hey, it's Halloween. Guess what? Your different classes are going to be based on different costumes that you find, and a lot of people enjoy that because they embrace that weirdness in what they're doing. For me, I loved the original Psychonauts, but then again, that game was a very big part of my childhood, right? I played that not on the OG Xbox, but I played it way back on the PS2. So that was a game that absolutely stood out to me because it was something that was a part of gaming for me growing up. So the fact is, I've been waiting 15 plus years for the sequel. I remember 5 years ago when they first announced that they were going to start working on it, but they announced it as not a GoFundMe or anything like that, or a Kickstarter. No, it was a fig fundraising, because of the fact that the people who were funding it for the fans were going in as investors. So they were putting in money to basically help with the funding for the game, and then after it hit its milestones in sales, they would actually start making money on the sales. So I found it very interesting when they were trying to do that. Okay. But the game itself, I was like, it has that very unique art style that's very much Double Fine, that cartoony and very creative kind of outlandish characters that they do with the art style, that if you look at any of their games, it's very, very much in line with what they do. But it looks good. You can see that there's a lot more detail into it, but it didn't try to stray away from the original art style. But it looks beautiful. It plays really well. As always, it's been a great 3D platformer, and it looks like it's still holding on to that. And the gameplay of it is absolutely wonderful, from the puzzles that they do, and the fact that they expanded so many of the abilities and capabilities. But not only that, but they were able to do things that many people weren't thinking. Look at what they did with introducing that they had a concept now where it's not just the going into people's minds. No, they have what are called pocket dimensions, that there's certain areas that if you find the entrance and you go through, it creates a whole new area without even having to reload. So you can find like a little box right here.
The power of the SSD?
Well, you gotta think that this is also running on old gen hardware. They don't need no SSD.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yep.
You're right. That is on older hardware.
On PS4 and Xbox One, and it's still capable of doing it. And I'm talking whole new areas that you go through. I was like, and people want to rave.
I didn't get to that part yet, but I seen some people post that on
Twitter.
On Twitter. But let me ask you, is it a part like a pop-up, or you go to the level and it's already loaded in?
Nope. I was like, you go to a level. I was like, when you're in an area, it's at another part that you're not gonna see at the beginning, but when you find it, you'll find another entrance hidden because you have to go around it, and then you'll walk through an entrance, and when you go through, you'll see that whole new area. But you can walk right out the same entrance that you came in. It's right back to the other area. Nice. So it's loading multiple areas. Really.
Right.
So the fact that the game is getting praise reviews is like it's a good thing. Like I said, Double Fine has been a staple in the independent scene for gaming. Tim Schafer and the team have always done amazing, but now that they actually were able to have the funding to really push the game forward, and everyone is talking about it and getting able to play this game at a low barrier entry cost thanks to Game Pass, and it's still on other platforms. Guess what? That just means that there was going to be more eyes on this game. It had so much marketing, and it deserved it, and I'm glad that it's getting the reviews that it does, because it has always been a wonderful 3D platformer.
Okay. And, you know, I want to play something, because, you know, it's my man 100 favorite song and Game Pass, so, you know, I know on the panel we can hear it, but, you know, y'all already know what it is. It's all there. Let's go.
Number one hit, baby.
But, all right. Yo, Sick, tell me, did you play this game, and what did you think about it?
I didn't play it, but like I said, ever since E3, I had a friend of mine who was watching E3 with me, and she was really interested in it. So she's been playing it, and I've been watching her play it. But before that, she played the first one. So, wow, she had the same impact that Bloody had way back when he played the first one on the PS2. So now she's tackling that this new sequel here. She isn't at the part where what Bloody was talking about, but hey, it just goes to show, you know, this was a game that was on Kickstarter. I believe it was successful on the Kickstarter.
It wasn't Kickstarter. It was a Fig. It was a Fig funding. I was like, it was called Fig Me. It was basically kickstarting, but it was more investing into it.
Okay, all right. So,
like I said, I followed this story for a long time. I know about this game.
You've been talking about it, right? So, either way, when Microsoft, you know, purchased the developer, Double Fine, there, you know, like they did with all the other contracts that they had with ZeniMax, you know, they didn't stop this as well. But at the same time, you know, now they have the funding to really make the game they wanted to make, where finances aren't a concern anymore. That was
Microsoft keeps the lights on, paying
those
401ks, and giving you those medical plans. That's what I'm talking about.
Insurance is key,
baby. Game Pass.
Insurance is key, man. These past couple of months, I know all about that. Let me tell you, insurance is key. So Microsoft definitely hook them up. You know, so all those worries aren't on their backs anymore. They can focus on the game. Right. You could definitely see that in the quality of the game. Like, you know, I'm watching a person who plays a couple of games here and there, but she was really interested in that whole art style. You know, she's really into Tim Schafer and what's his name, who made oh my God, Coraline and all those films.
Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton. She's a big fan of Tim Burton. So, like I said, you know, she saw the trailer at E3. She was definitely hyped, you know, to play the first one and not to play the second one. And she definitely says she sees all those influences in the game, and it's not just art style; it's also about the concepts they talk about and discuss, you know, and all that Tim Schafer's stuff. And yeah, those themes are definitely poignant, especially when it comes to the mind. You know, that's what Psychonauts is all about, and they really do. They implement that into the gameplay, into the story. It's all well put together. So definitely, it's not surprising to see that it's getting all these great reviews, no doubt.
And not to mention, kind of like those Tim Burton films, is that one of the things that they very much embrace, that like dark humor. I was like, I mean, if for anyone who played the original, right? Literally, you're at the summer camp with all these kids wanting to study to be psychonauts, right? The first tutorial area that you go is one of the instructors literally acts like a military sergeant. So you're watching like 10-year-old kids running across his battlefield, stepping on landmines and getting blown up. I mean, like they don't shy away from the fact that they're gonna make you laugh by being like, "Wow, that's messed up."
Facts.
No doubt.
Well, I'm gonna say something. I don't like the first game. Didn't get into it. I tried. I brought it. It was weird. I think this one is more thought out. The platforming is way better. The story is way more understandable. It still has those wacky sequences, but it's like they know how to do it this time even better. That's why it's gravitated to me this time, because the first one, even when they put it on
Game Pass,
Game Pass, I was like, listen, man, let me try again. Okay, I don't like that game. So I'm not gonna get out here and throw it and be like, oh yeah, it was great. But nah, I didn't believe it.
And I agree with you that there were a lot of parts in the original story where it got a little bit more convoluted than it needed to be, and it made it hard to follow at certain parts.
Very hard to follow.
and that's unfortunately the case with a lot of games. But the fact is, guess what? They had that 15 years to sit on it, and they really grew and fleshed out the story so much more. And I was like,
it's
and that's
so much better than the first one. So much better.
Yeah. And this is one of those cases where you really hope that the sequel outshine the original, and it shows that they absolutely put the work in and that they really wanted this to be bigger than the original was. Like I said, I had a love of the first one, but I know it's not perfect. I was like, even with having dabbled with it here and there, going back to it, I was like, I really want to sit down and replay it, and especially for the people who never saw or played the original, I was like, but the fact is that, like any game that you go back to, you gotta take away the nostalgia factor. Not every old game is perfect in any sense of the word.
Yo, listen,
I was like,
that's a fact. Metal Gear Solid 2, if you play it today, right? As much as that game is a classic, them controls are garbage.
Oh yeah.
and
Every Metal Gear Solid.
I love that
Metal
game.
Gear Solid. As
But
big of a
damn.
fan I am, you would spend half an hour in the beginning,
Right,
figuring out the controls every time.
I couldn't believe that we played that game. Listen, that's my one of my favorite series, and I downloaded it on the backwards compatibility, and I said, I can't believe I played that.
Yeah,
I was like,
that and Resident Evil 4, my God.
Because I've gone back and
Woo,
played
it was
two,
bad.
And Resident Evil,
I was like, I keep getting
better
confused with the old controls for Metal Gear Solid 2. Even when I play it through the backwards compatibility, and I'm just like, damn. I was like, how did I do this? I was like, these buttons for going in, holding someone up, and going into first person and doing all this stuff. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, that's why I still like 3 better, because even going back to 3, it's more refined and easier to get into that one than it was into 2.
Well, listen, man, I don't do the fraud police around here, because they'll pull up at your door and be like, yo, listen, we know you out here frauding, man. So I don't do no fraud police. But I'm just saying, man. But listen, man, I love my gaming community. Y'all all my family. But when my family come in the building, I got to shout them out. Shout out to Troy Griffin. I don't know why he has his government on YouTube, but welcome. And the party's going good downstairs. So I don't know what else to say about that. But listen, man, we're going to get into some more topics. Listen, we're going to save Gamescom to a little bit later, man. But I want to talk about a situation that when we were streaming live, and I said, you know what would be crazy? If they came out with an Xbox app that had xCloud in it on your consoles for old systems. Now, go back to my live stream, Lemon and that damn crystal ball has done it again, and I'm taking all the credit this time, because usually I get doubted. So yo, Sick, please tell me I'm not lying. Am I lying, Sick?
Bruh,
I did say
lying.
it,
right? You did, so did I, and many people who've been paying attention to what's going on. You know, when it happened after the fact, you're like, oh, duh, it's pretty obvious after the fact.
Right.
And this is just one of those moves that just makes a butt ton of sense. Of course they were going to do this. When you think about it after the fact.
Now, listen, man, shout out to my man, Phil Spencer, because, you know, Phil don't be in these streets. Phil
Spencer is not playing.
Listen, man, it just, the guys.
He be in the lab. He be working, and you see the results.
Now, let me tell you something. For those who don't know what we're talking about, it is official this holiday season that people with an Xbox One will be able to play games in 1080p 60, playing on your old consoles through an app, playing next-gen games. Now, that is something that's absolutely amazing, and we should give Microsoft and Phil and Aaron a round of applause on that one, because, man, when Phil said no generations will be left behind, I was like, y'all can't do Flight Simulator on Xbox One, but with that Xbox app, they could bring you Flight Simulator 1080p 60 ultra settings, crazy, playing through the apps. Now, guys, when y'all heard about this, man, I'm gonna go to Bloody first, because Sick, I already know what you're gonna say, but I want to get Bloody's opinion with this, man. Bloody, tell me, was you like, wow? Because that even improves the Xbox Series S. So when you heard this, what did you think?
Well, when I heard it, I knew it was coming. Not only did you talk about it on the show, people didn't realize that there was an interview with Phil months ago saying that this was something that they wanted to look at doing. This was something when he mentioned that they wanted to do even an Xbox Game Pass TV app. And guess what? We got news of that back at E3. The thing is, yep. And so what it is the fact that Phil and the team is very honest and open about this information. People just ain't listening. They turning off their ears. I was like, and then when it comes out, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe they done that. It's like, no, they told you that they were doing that. You just didn't want to listen. You didn't want to pay attention. This is the future, and they knew that.
Facts.
They wanted to make sure that there was more availability to enjoy these games no matter what it is. Especially right now, they know that people are still struggling to get these next-gen consoles. So they want to make it easier for those who want to be able to play those games, but they can't. And even for those who do have those consoles, they know that not everyone wants to upgrade right away. And they even said that they're going to be supporting the Xbox One for at least 2 to 3 years into the life cycle before they really start focusing on next-gen only titles, but they still want to make it available as a way. And what do they introduce with that? The cloud streaming with PC and your phone. And now, guess what? They even have it through the web browsers and stuff like that, ways to play those games. So they're just adding more to what they already offer to be able to extend that even more to say, hey, look, we want to make sure everyone has a chance. We're not just going to drop y'all all off and just leave y'all out in the wayside like some other places that are trying to do some things. I was like, or they're being very upfront with everything and not trying to say, yeah, we might support for maybe this length of time. No, yeah, we said right away, but really we mean like 4 or 5 years, you know. I was like, it's one of those things that it's great news for everyone because it don't matter your situation, you're gonna be able to enjoy these games, and they're absolutely doing their damnedest to put out more games that are capable of taking use of the xCloud, especially their first party titles. That means everyone gonna be able to play that Halo Infinite in 1080 60 on the Xbox One.
Now, this is an amazing situation, man. This is definitely Microsoft engineers working hard to keep all their gamers in one place on any platform. Right? Now, this is what's crazy. There's a lot of 360 owners out there. If they allow them to download an app, be part of Game Pass, you could play this on a cell phone, your 360, your tablets, your portable PCs, your Steam Decks. Yo, listen, this is really an amazing situation. Imagine playing Halo Infinite on your laptop or your tablet without needing a high-end version of a laptop or a tablet. You could play in it, just hook up your controller and just go. And in some games like Hades and a few others, honorable mentions, but you can play with these on-screen touch controls, man, which I'm not really with that. I got big hands.
I'm not either. Yeah.
I got big hands.
Well, you know what?
My thumb's going to take up most of the screen, but at least it's an option.
You're right there. I was like, I seen your hands. I was like, you put your hand right here. I was like, it's bigger than my face.
Listen, I'm 6'5", 300 pounds. I can't be 6'5" with Patrick Ewing hands. It's just not going to work out.
But I know, and I was like, and I got a big head, and it's still bigger than mine.
But you know, it's just like, listen, man, yo, Sick, talk to me. We was live and I was cheering for myself. I had to pat myself on the shoulder. I had to be like, yes, Prometheus crystal ball is still working, baby.
Yeah, if you pat yourself on the back. Yo,
listen, the gaming gods is with me. Don't be mad. Be mad at yourself.
I ain't mad at nobody because you know what?
Listen,
I was like, homie from the StarCraft 2 trailer.
You gotta be
like about damn time.
You gotta be like Spock. You gotta have vision. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, yeah, this is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I gotta get me a turban. You know what I'm saying? With some jewelry on and read some tarot cards in the gaming life because I be on point sometime. But Sick, man. When you
before we go to Sick real quick, because you're mentioning about the touch controls. I was like, I know in your case because of with the phones and how big your hands are, but having used like my phone, and I was like, and seeing that we're starting to get phones that are making bigger screens, or especially with like tablets and stuff like that, the touch controls work really well. I've played games like I showed that I've actually recorded videos playing like Yakuza 7, and I've played Dragon Quest, and I even played Hades. It works.
Hades.
Really
I tried out Hades. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I was like, it works really well with those touch controls. I was like, people are really, really not going into or really looking at just how much work they have been utilizing with that touch interface to make these games work on xCloud if you're not using a controller.
And let's get into these shots fired. Shout out to Akum in the chat talking about you do have a big head. Yeah. Damn, bloody disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
I said I have a big head. She just confirming it.
But sick, man. Talk to me about this. What did you think, brother? What did you think?
Mwah. This is gonna get a lot more use from time to time anyway, besides all of that. But yo, like I said, man, this is, you know.
Wait, hold up. Before you start, shout out to Sick. I don't know how he does this. He must has everything he owns on his desk because every week he got some type of pop-up. You know, he's like, yo, look, my phone. Yo, look. I got this controller. Look, I got these headsets. Yo, I'll be like, yo, what do you got it prepared? You know, we got a speech. But go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Hey, you're revealing the behind the scenes.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to add that. Sorry, buddy. Type it again.
Everybody must have noticed when my head went there. That's what I was doing, looking for when Bloody was speaking. But of course.
Every week, you got your own personal pop-ups. We got to talk about this. If you come with, don't you come with no props next week.
Oh, right spring. Yo, but anyway, man, you know, think back to StarCraft 2 with that trailer with the dude with the cigar in his mouth. About damn time. And that's exactly how I felt, man. I mean, it was just obvious that one day, you know, what these bright whiz kids over there at Xbox and Microsoft was gonna do this, because it just makes a lot of damn sense, you know. Right. And you know, everybody is saying, you know, it's great for if you have the last gen Xbox, or Xbox One, 1S, 1X. That's great too, obviously. But also, it helps when you're trying to demo a game out before you waste the time and bandwidth, if you have a data cap and time, of course, to download the game. And if your connection is good enough, maybe even you could download the game while you play it on the cloud at the same time. And then as soon as the download is done, you go to that local copy in the Xbox and get the full meal deal quality, you know? You get choices, you got options like that. And yo, this is exactly what you want in the console arena. You know, you need, you want things that are simple to use, but you know, just like with Quick Resume, you get massive results from them. And this is just another example of that, big time.
Well, I'm gonna say, man, you know, I did say it online, but on some real tip, it's like, this is an amazing situation because, like, literally, they could do anything with this now, anything, because that stream stick we talked about last week that we showed on screen. It's like, listen, man, they're really trying to reach 1 billion or 2 billion people, like, and then everything's on that damn Game Pass. It's just like, god damn, it is all there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, you know, this helps out people, you know, it helps out people reach the masses. Now, your data caps and all that, Microsoft can't control that. But at least you have an option to be able to get these games in your hands on damn near every device if they bring out an app, which they are bringing out an app this holiday season. But it's just like, man, the vision is crazy. The vision is crazy. And it's better for the gamer. It is truly, truly better and economically a huge value for the gamers in this community. So they really, kudos goes out to them, man. Definitely round of applause for them because they're absolutely amazing with their vision. And I hope other companies look at this and say, you know what? We need to do the same thing because people are going to start, well, the tides are turning. You know, this generation, they
came out swinging. They did not hold back.
Right. But you know what? Every console manufacturer, and this is what I tell people, you can't beat down no console manufacturer. Everybody got a down season. Nintendo had a couple of down seasons.
Yeah,
a couple. You know, multiple. You know, as much as I like GameCube, down season. And 64 for its time so good, down season. Wii U, disaster. And look where they at today. So, you know, you can't say, oh, PlayStation 3, disaster. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, then they bounce back with PS4. Xbox, the Xbox One generation, yeah, we got some great titles. Wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't it wasn't 360 either. You know what I'm saying? 360, they came out swinging. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody go through their stints. When you at the top, you get knocked off. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James got knocked out on the first round, right after winning the championship. Everybody goes through up and downs, man. But it's the bounce back. It's the bounce back. Sony's bounce back after PS3 was amazing. And shout out to my pit bull who's barking, if y'all can hear that in the background. And my daughter telling him to shut up. But listen, man. You got something to say, Bloody, before we move on?
Yeah, because I just want to add into what you're talking about. Their vision is that their vision absolutely has been something that they've been pushing for over a decade. Something that's finally coming together. And honestly, it's all thanks to great teams, great leadership, that all these teams are putting together this vision and making it work. From Jason Ronald and the hardware team that made the Series X and the Series S, that are now putting together and going into the blades, that are supporting those xCloud servers, and of course the xCloud team with all the work that they're doing, all those teams coming together to make this vision happen. That they say they want to hit the 2 billion gamers in the world. They showing that they're gonna push for it.
I'll try to. Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I was like, but the thing is, everyone says, oh yeah, we're gonna go for this, but they stop right outside the starting gate because of the fact that they only put in a little bit. Nah, they're using everything they can to show, no, we mean what we say. We're gonna go for that.
Okay. Now listen, man. You know, I don't pride myself on crapping on nobody. I love my PlayStation 2, but I got something to say, man. I did an unboxing for both consoles within 2 days apart. I bought them day one. That's $1,000 with no games. Okay. PlayStation started off solid. Even if you don't like Godfall, it was an exclusive at the time. We talking about exclusive to the platform, not going back with, not playing on PS4. We talking about just exclusive for the time. Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, love both of those games. But the big one was for Horizon Forbidden West, right? Now, they announced it coming out next year, February, right? The 18th. It's missing the holiday season. I want to know, what was your thoughts knowing that technically PlayStation is bypassing this holiday season with a big title? Now, usually in the first year of PlayStation, they're carried by third parties, but they did drop a Ratchet and Clank. They just bought, I can't think of the studio name, man, that makes Resogun.
Housemarque.
Housemarque. There you go. Yep. Housemarque. And that did pop into my head. Housemarque. Yes, thank you, Sid. Thank you. So with Sony missing out, we know we in the pandemic, not blaming them. I'm not gonna say, oh, this is the worst thing ever, because I don't believe that. But then for people that got PlayStation 5s, I didn't see the backlash of disappointment compared to the next topic, pushing their date to December 8th. So what did y'all think when at Gamescom they announced the date for Horizon Forbidden West? Was y'all disappointed, or y'all was saying at least it ain't too far into 2022? What did y'all think? Yo, Sick, tell me what you thought about that.
Well, I've spoken on this before where I was hoping they would do just this and delay it till next year, because putting it out at the end of the year, yeah, you don't have a lot of titles, but I feel this year is already a wash for Sony. And so it's better to start next year afresh with a flow of titles, and this could be the first one. Take this extra time to extra polish up this game and get it right, because you don't need no bad press. You need good, solid titles to fit that narrative that Sony fans have, and this could be a great way to start that for next year. So I think this is the best choice to make. Don't rush it. Put it out next year. Hopefully not too late in the year, maybe in February or so. Okay, right around after the time when everybody's done, hopefully paying for Christmas presents and stuff, and they'll have some money again to start buying new games and stuff. And that'll be the perfect time to start, a litany of titles, beginning with Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West.
Okay. Bloody, man, what did you think? Was you disappointed? I know you don't have a PS5 yet. I don't know if you was prepared to get one this holiday season, but what did you think about it being slid into next year? And let me just say this for the record. If something needs to be delayed, delay it. Don't bring out a game broken.
Exactly.
Or not, we're not talking about modes not being in there, because if a mode is not ready and the game is ready, release it in updates. We get many games, Destiny, Division, many games get modes added, multiplayer game modes added. So I'm not worried about that side of it. If the game is not ready, you don't want them to release it broken, aka Cyberpunk, which everybody likes to point out. But Battlefield was broken for 2 years. Battlefield 4 was broken for 2 years and 2 generations.
Richer games have had problems in the past. It's a common thing in the games.
But so I'm not gonna get out here and here we don't destroy PlayStation. We just seeing what it is. So I'm not gonna get out here and say, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever, disrespectful." But Bloody, when you got out here and you heard this, what was your thoughts? Your honest thoughts?
So honestly, we had heard rumblings that it was supposedly delayed about a month or 2 months ago, and I had a feeling that it did, because the PlayStation has this habit of, if they're gonna delay something, they're not gonna talk about it for a while after they show it, or they're just not gonna give it anything. We saw this happen with God of War, right? God of War got its release window for 2021.
No,
hang on.
Hold on, Blake. I ain't gonna even call that a release window. They didn't even show a game. They showed a title. So I don't even know if that even counts.
But no, they still. What I say is that they still gave a release window.
They gave a window, right? But I'm saying
and that's what I'm saying. I was like, they did give it. They just said 2021 that was gonna come out this year. Right. But what did they do? Earlier in the year, they said, well, again, I was like, what they did in the beginning of the year is, early in the year they said, hey, you know what? We're trying to do more with this. It's not going to fit the schedule. We're going to delay it into 2022. They did that, back in March or April? Plenty of time, understandable. Here, after Horizon Forbidden West got shown off back in April, May, at that big state of play.
No, the same month, the same week. Same week as same day.
But the thing is, after they got that big gameplay to show off what's going to be in Forbidden West, there was nothing on it for months. No updates from Guerrilla or anything else. And then there was the reports that came out. There was nothing saying, hey, that's not true or anything. They just kept quiet on it. So when the announcement that they delayed it into next year, I wasn't surprised. But I do know what they're trying to do with that game. They're adding so much more, with the fact that they're adding in a lot more flying, as well as the swimming and underwater. And I know that the scale of Forbidden West is going to be significant over Zero Dawn. So I want Guerrilla to really take their time, and I really want them to refine the mechanics, because I enjoyed the story of Zero Dawn, and I've been telling people, I was like, because I've been streaming through Zero Dawn, but I hate the bow. I was like,
no. You hate the control.
No.
The game does not control well.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the bow itself doesn't feel good.
No.
And the fact is that it has a very horrible hit system, because I've shown multiple times that I could be aiming at something directly and I watch it phase right through the body when I'm aiming for those special parts where it's supposed to knock it off. And I'm just like, you guys are trying to make the bow the focus like they did with Tomb Raider, but it doesn't feel as good as the bow in Tomb Raider.
Hold on. I remember when you went to stream that, and I told you, I said, Bloody, I stopped playing that game because it doesn't control good, like Last of Us, the first one. Remember I said that to you? And while you were streaming, and you said, man, this thing doesn't have good aiming. And I said, what did I tell you?
And
great game, but the aiming is not good.
And that's what I'm saying, is that I hope that they're really taking this time to refine those, because I really do enjoy it, but I really want to really love it. But it's the controls and the gameplay can sometimes be grating. While the story is great, the world and the lore is very interesting. It's so hard when the fact is that the melee combat alone, the spear, I was like, it's very finite. The combos are not that intricate or anything. It has one repeatable thing. It's really
it's missing something.
It's really focused on using the bow and everything. And I get that, but when they both don't feel good, it makes it hard to really enjoy it, at least for me. So when they announce it, I really hope that they really put in that extra work and it comes out amazing, because the Horizon series has so much potential. But my biggest fear with that is that it is coming out in a very, very crowded window. Because if anyone paid attention to all the announcements across Gamescom, February next year is looking very, very packed and is going to be very, very crowded. There's definitely going to be games that are going to stand out that are obviously going to be big ones, and Horizon is definitely going to be one of those. But there's a lot of other titles in there that are absolutely going to get scalped or may cause a lot of mixing. So I just wonder how that's all going to play out for them as well.
They'll be all right because that's a big title. I'm going to tell you a game that's in the mix that's a couple weeks after. Sifu.
Sifu. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
Sifu.
exactly what I was thinking about.
Sifu.
Yeah.
And that's an indie title, so I can't really harp on that. But Sid, jump in on and tell me what you thought about this, man.
Yeah, well, I already said what I said before. I went first, but I do have a question for the both of you. So Lemon, a couple days ago, maybe even last week, you were talking about since they have that update for PS5 at 60 frames. You were
me and Max were talking about that, right? I hope
right. You were talking about. Have you tried it yet?
No.
Oh, what do you know? You haven't tried it yet.
When I try it, well, I'll update y'all next week on the den, man, because I really hope that 60 frames, because it killed the game for me. Like when that game came out, PlayStation fans was like, this game is boring. But it's a story-driven game. It's a high cutscene game, and it has a lot of action. But
yeah, it looked like a solid title.
Right, it is a solid title. But the PlayStation community didn't accept the game, and I guess when they started to play it, you know, shout out to Sensei Thoughts, man. Next time you're gonna be on here, man. Shout out to you and your family enjoying your good time with the fam.
It does look good.
But it's like, you know, I hit Mads up. I said, yo, I hope that 60 frames help the control because, you know, when I said Last of Us 2 was a good game, but the control is trash, dude was like, you're bugging. I'm like, oh yeah? Let me see you aim straight in multiplayer. Let me see you aim straight when you playing against them zombies. The game didn't control well. I just call it how I see it. Do I love the series? Facts. I spent $192 on the second part, statues and all this crap. So obviously I like the game, but you got to call a spade, and you got to tell people the facts. You can't give people your biased opinion, and I will never do that. You know, I said I didn't like the first Psychonauts. I don't like Hellblade either. Okay.
At least
I say it.
Yeah.
Some people are like,
when it comes to Hellblade,
I'm with Hellblade anyway. No, I'm not doing that. I tried the first one. I'm going to try again with this new update. I'll try. I don't know what to tell you.
It's the same way as Horizon for me. I was like, I love the story. So well done. The way that they really captured what it likes to go through psychosis and schizophrenia, all that stuff. Important to me, right? Great story. But even I was like, I like the puzzles. I was like, but the combat is very basic. Do I enjoy the combat for what it attempted to be? Yes. But it is a very basic when it comes to its combat, and even some of its puzzles can be very basic. Are they enjoyable? Yes, but you're right. I was like, it's not anything to write home about, and that's just pure honesty. I'm not gonna
get out here and fraud the public. We don't. Exactly. I'm not doing that. And I always try to provide the truth and the facts, and I try to give a solid opinion. So, like I said, I can say something. I love Metal Gear Solid 2. That game controls like crap.
Yeah, it does.
Especially for today. Back then, we didn't really care. But today, after you play all these games, third person, and listen, I can't believe I played that.
Especially after the way, like, what, Metal Gear 4 and 5 felt? I was like, you can say whatever you want about their story, but mechanically, gameplay-wise?
It was fine.
Beautiful. Great.
Right,
I was like, but you mentioned about the PS5. Would I like one? Yes. Am I going to go out of my way for one? I'm still waiting on how they're going to improve it. But if some of the early reports of and like what Sig mentioned with the revision, I'm kind of questioning. Might as well just kind of jump in if I can find one or get one on the cheap. But
I'll look out for you. I'm going to work on my second X in a minute.
Yeah, but Forbidden West, since Forbidden West is coming out on the PS4 as it is, I was like, I'll play it on my PS4 Pro, just like I've been playing all my other games. I was like, so that's the one thing I am still glad that it is a cross-gen supported title. So I'll still absolutely check it out and support the game, support, the team over at Guerrilla, Helman Hurst and all them. So much appreciated.
All right, so now we're gonna move into another topic. This was the big topic, right? Halo's my favorite game. I'm definitely ready. And let me make this announcement for my gaming community, my content creators, right? I'm starting a gaming night called competitive co-op experience. We either gonna be competitively locked in a room, subscribers, content creators, people that follow us on Twitter, get together, have a great game night on Sundays at 8 o'clock. So let me just put that out there. Everybody's welcome. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's welcome. We don't have private matches. And it's definitely going to start from Aliens Fire Team, Back for Blood, Call of Duty. Well, excuse me. No, sir. Not Call of Duty. I ain't doing Vanguard. No World War II in my life. I meant to say Battlefield. That's what we doing. And Halo. And then we'll just, as a community, jump in there and do other gaming situations. Now, with the 30 people in here, I'm giving away Aliens Fire Team tonight. Shout out to my man Stone King X for donating. But listen, if you're not a subscriber, when I tell you to type in 108, you better be a subscriber because I'm hand picking. I don't got no fancy digital. Let's see who's going to win. I'm going to select somebody, and only people that's supposed to type in 108 is the people who don't have Aliens Fire Team and are interested in getting that game tonight. So you gotta subscribe to the channel to be entered for a chance to win. And with that being said, we're gonna move into Halo Infinite's date. We're gonna talk about no co-op campaign and Forge just a little bit because we discussed it last week. Now, the date. It's not on the anniversary like I anticipated. Crystal Ball took a break. I had to get it shined up a little bit, so it was kind of like at the Crystal Ball gas wall station. So listen, so tell me, December 8th. Are you good with that? What did you think when they announced it?
Works for me.
Let me finish. And what did you think about that season 1 multiplayer trailer? That was multiplayer trailer. That was for that's what bugged me out. Season 1. So we anticipating getting multiple seasons of trailers. So talk to me, because you know another game that does that? Overwatch. Another game that does that? Apex. With those trailers per season. So talk to me. And Call of Duty. That's a fact. Yep. Mm-hmm. Played it all the time. So talk to me. What did you think about the cinematic trailer, and was you good with the date?
Okay, so first questions first. You asked me about the date first. We're gonna go with that first. So date is cool. So apparently it has some kind of significance with the December 8th or whatever. But supposedly November has some kind of significance with the anniversary, I believe.
20 years.
Right, so they didn't go with that, unfortunately. That would have been poetic and whatnot. But what's more important is you put out the date that works for you in your time schedule. And if December 8th is what works for you, that's fine by me. At least we have a date. We know it's going to be done this year. Now, talking about that multiplayer trailer, see, that's how you do world building, okay? Mm-hmm. You give context to the commander who's teaching you, who sets you up there in that multiplayer. Because remember, the multiplayer character, your multiplayer character is important to the plot. It's canon. Mm-hmm. It's Halo canon. And shout out to Halo canon when he did that. He was like, just shout him out with that because that was kind of cool when he did that. And that's what it is, you know. Your multiplayer character is a part of the story too. So your character is interacting with other characters like the commander who's putting you on there at that Avery Johnson Academy or whatever they call it. Sergeant Johnson, they did that academy in his name. So, that's how you do world building. And this is just a taste of what they're really doing plot-wise and character-wise. And we're going to see that develop more and more. And even after the single player is over, there's more to experience, not just in multiplayer, and single player and multiplayer combined. Right. And they've got a lot of plans that we don't even really know about just yet. So, and Sensei, yes, the number 8 equals infinite. 12 times 8, 43 days of the year. Okay, yeah, the truth is out there.
Sensei, right. My Boricua brother.
Sensei teaching us facts.
Yo, listen, you dropping some real facts right here. Yo, shout out to my man Sensei in the chat, and shout out to the GRG host in the chat, aka I'm watching you, K-Mega. What up, brother? Let's get it. Let's go. Anyway, we're gonna keep moving, man. Now, this is my favorite game. This is my favorite game, Bloody. I lost a lot of friends killing them in this game.
Mm-hmm. I seen the fights go down.
Listen, This is a game that has my heart and soul. I was hoping it came out on that date. I kept saying, yo, they got to do the anniversary. But tell me, what did you think about the 8th, man? And just give me your thoughts, because I'm gonna stream with you and Akumu, but you're doing that Sunday competitive cooperative night too. But tell me, what did you think about this date, and are you good with that?
Honestly, I think every game would love to be able to hit their anniversary. I mean, Destiny tried doing it for themselves. You know, they released on September 9th back in 2013, and every major expansion that they did, they try to always do it in September, try to do it at the beginning, close to that anniversary. But over time, it becomes harder to sustain. You know, other projects are coming out, other games are coming out around that time. Sometimes you need a little bit more time on the project. We already know that they pushed the game back a year and really put that work in to make the game shine the best way that it possibly could. I know they probably wanted to get it in November,
of course,
but sometimes those timelines don't line up, and it sucks. But guess what? It's still coming in the same year as their anniversary, and they showed that they may not be launching on their anniversary date, but they're gonna bring something for that anniversary, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna talk about that later.
Exactly. But the fact is, it's still coming out this year. It's got a solid date, right? We knew that they said holiday. We knew that it was gonna be around that November, December time, because that's all the holiday season, right? So the fact is, it's still within the time frame that they set up. So everyone should just be happy that it has a solid locked in date now. So we know when it's coming, when to be excited for it, when to be ready for it, and everything else. I was like, Halo absolutely is gonna do wonderful with that. And like you mentioned, going to the multiplayer stuff. I love that they're introducing that as a ways to really expand the lore and story of Halo and the universe. I mentioned that I know that they did something like that with the Spartan Ops in 4. I was like, it was like a weekly co-op story that they were kind of fleshing out over that as something that was running parallel to the main story of Halo 4. So the fact that now they're utilizing, hey, multiplayer, your Spartan is going to be a part of that overarching, story and building out the universe, because the fact that we know that the original concept of what the Halo multiplayer is just a training simulation for other Spartans and stuff like that as practice. And I know that they touched a bit on that within like what was the twin stick shooters that they had, Spartan. I can't remember what it was. It was the arcade games that they had.
Top down, the 3/4 view.
Yeah, that
Spartan
one.
Something.
Spartan Assault. That's what it was.
Assault.
Yeah, they had Spartan Assault, and then they had Spartan. They had another one, but I can't remember. But those ones, they kind of touched into the other Spartans and saying, hey, yeah, these were campaigns throughout the history of the Covenant War and stuff like that, and going and talking about that because they were Spartans that were at the academy, kind of talking about the simulations and stuff like that. So I like how they're utilizing this as other ways to kind of build out the universe and really make you feel like you're a part of it. Because look at the fact that, guess what? Every player gets their own AI. That's dope.
Yes. And my AI was talking trash because I was whooping ass.
Wait till they add Samuel Jackson and other celebrity voices. Definitely be buying stuff like that.
But the fact is that, guess what? You can customize your AI and stuff like that, personality traits, voice traits, and stuff like that. So it really feels like your Spartan, your custom character is gonna be completely unique to you. It's gonna be completely unique to the universe.
First time ever.
Yep, and for the community to really feel like they are a part of Halo.
Facts.
Yeah, and there's one other thing I want to add. This is a first party game, but this is also their biggest first party game. And as the platform holder and owner and maintainer, you also have to be concerned about your third party providers who's making games, developers who are making games, and rather publishers, right? So if you have a major title like Halo, this is their biggest title, period, bar none. So that's a megaton game, and all
remember
eyes.
I said that last week about the delay
Yeah.
of co-op. I'm like, listen, you have no idea. This is the first time Halo has launched on so many different platforms, so many different graphic cards and CPUs, and last generation, this generation, optimization.
Right.
If the co-op is not ready, right? So what? Because I don't want to beat the game with y'all in the beginning anyway. I want to have my experience, and then I'll hop into it with my friends later.
Right.
I want that campaign to be fire. We already see the multiplayer is fire. Those graphics, I say negative comments is dead. Listen, community. This is the first time a Halo has ever released at this magnitude. Yeah. Ever. Usually it's a console exclusive, one generation at a time. This is the first time.
And PC.
So people are saying, oh, something's wrong. No, you forgot. PC's here. And PC is the hardest environment to make a game for. It's so many CPUs, so many memory variations. GPU variations,
and
CPU
PC gamers who are not nice to you when you make a bad
and not only that,
you look bad all day.
So hold on. You got 343, right? They don't have assistants to put this game on all those platforms. Some people hire companies to port games to PC. 343 is doing all of this. You think how many people they got developers now? Over 500? Maybe.
Yep. What you think on that? No,
right, but that's with the contractors. But still, what do you think they hired all those people to do? A campaign? Hell no. They're trying to get this game out, run as best as it can, give you the best graphics. They worked on the story. They're building on the multiplayer, which has been a huge success this last generation with Halo 5 with over $5 billion generated. Listen, it takes work. And as gamers, some of us forget the magnitude of what they're doing. And moving forward, all of their games are going to be doing that. Yeah. Because Game Pass on PC, Game Pass on Xbox, you got xCloud. They talking about bringing this game out xCloud day one. You think that's not a thing they got to consider? This game on the magnitude of what they're trying to do. When you play Super Mario, one platform. When you play God of War, one platform. We'll port it later. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Give them a break, man. Know the magnitude of what 343 is doing. Bungie ain't never done that. Never.
And that's what I want to mention there is the fact that not only that, you also got to think that they're dropping that 10-plus-year-old engine that Bungie left them because they were still using the same engine that Bungie had been using
and keep putting stuff on top of it.
Halo 3 and really with Reach. They've just been adding on to that engine, but they knew that it was starting to stress and that they couldn't do what they wanted to do. So what did they do? They spent most of that dev time working on slip space, and then
a brand new engine on top of all that.
A brand new engine that they now have to make sure works on all these platforms and can really be utilized the way that they want it to be. There's so much more that people are not giving them enough credit for.
No, because they're not thinking bloody. They're just being selfish.
They are. And then you mentioned that they're not having help. Look at Sensei mentioned it, but I was going to bring it up too, is that look at Call of Duty. Yes, you have Treyarch or Infinity Ward, whoever is the main studio working on the new game. But guess what? They have 4 other Activision studios taking a separate part. Guess what?
That's a fact.
Our main team's going to work on campaign. Y'all work on multiplayer. Y'all work on whatever mode that we're going to release.
Yeah, and later. Infinity Ward doesn't have to do it every year. It's every other year.
Well, now it's every 3 years because it's Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer. I was like, and they still have like Raven Softworks working as a support studio nonstop.
The original point I was making was, I actually, in hindsight, I prefer December compared to November because there are third-party publishers who are going to be publishing their own, and you don't need that Halo is going to suck in all the air around it, and there won't be no talk about nothing else.
You know
so
what?
Those games have
listen,
their time to shine without competing against them.
I mean, it's
I don't care.
Well, I mean,
I want to hear about no other games.
Get it. I mean, Stick brings up a good point. It's Halo. Halo has that star power. Look at what Rockstar did. Look at when they announced the release date for Red Dead 2. Every game that was right around it delayed. They wanted to either move it up.
They didn't want no parts of that.
Exactly.
No parts of that.
No. That's what Halo's doing. They have December. Exactly. Guess what? Every other game is like early November, October, or they're gonna wait all the way till February. They're like, nope, we're gonna stay away from Halo. They don't want no parts
of them Halo numbers. Even movies. Exactly. Movies don't want to come out that week.
Yeah, it's true.
They don't want to mess with Halo
versus Halo.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what it is. And he brings up a good point. Is that they probably chose this date too because they already knew some of these other dates from their publishers or other publishers, and they're like, you know what, we'll make the conscious decision here, and everyone else is just like, oh, they already moved back. Yeah, we should probably move around them. At this point.
And it's a benefit more time.
Just like other companies move around Call of Duty date. Let's not get crazy. They don't play with Call of Duty either.
Yep.
They be like, hard way when no. Call of Duty's coming out tomorrow. We gonna go next month. We good.
Yep.
We need our own window. That's a fact.
Yeah, we gonna keep time anyway.
Yep. We gonna keep it moving, man. Now that's my favorite subject, and that was supposed to be the final topic. But the final topic tonight means more than anything else. Is very detrimental. We gonna get into that later. And like I said, man, when I tell people to hit that 108, type 108 in the chat, and you a subscriber, I'm giving away the Aliens Fire Team. I'm handpicking the individual. There's no bias. I'm just going to be looking at the list. So when you type 108, that means you are interested in getting this code, and we're going to keep moving on with that. Now, we're going to get into something that I keep telling people it's not a threat yet, and they're going to go mobile. People say, no, they're going to go console graphics. I said, no, they're going to go mobile because they're on more mobiles than most people. We're going to talk about Netflix testing mobile gaming in Poland. Now, I said, why the hell would they be testing in Poland? Oh, because it's a smaller market and they can really get a feel for what people want. Right now, they got Stranger Things 3 and Stranger Things, the first game, I think it is.
Idea.
Let's talk about Netflix testing the mobile gaming. And I said this so many times. I said, listen, PlayStation is not partnering with them. Stop listening to people get on on Twitter with their own personal narratives. They're not aiming at consoles yet, but they're going to put their foot into mobile gaming, which is the biggest gaming market in the world. It's mobile gaming. You can count games from Candy Crush. You can count games from Mario Run or Pokemon Go. Listen, they want to touch that market before they touch console market, because shout out to Stadia, if you don't develop a console and dabble in cloud gaming, you look what happened to that. So with that being said, Netflix jumping into mobile gaming, bloody. What did you think about, first of all, these two games is already out on Xbox, but that's their original series. They own it. Of course, they're going to try their own series. So, right, it makes sense. So, Bloody, what did you think about this? And give me your opinions and thoughts on this.
Honestly, it makes sense that this is how they're doing it. For those who don't know, that one of the big games that they have on there was Stranger Things 3. The game, which is based on their third season of the series, and that game's actually been on consoles for quite a while. We know that it's
about
been
2.5 years, facts.
And we know that it's also been a part of Game Pass for at least the past year. Well, for those who weren't paying attention, that it actually is leaving the service at the end of the month. So it's actually going to be leaving Game Pass. So the fact is that this timeline that the game's removing it, because that means that it wasn't renewed and it wasn't extended to stay in on Game Pass with Netflix. So the fact that they're taking it out of a service like that, and now they're talking about putting it on the Netflix app and stuff like that, and introducing the streaming, but keeping it in a localized focused market, it makes sense for them to test it by pulling it out of other platforms and other services, so that way they can focus it around theirs, see how it goes, and then figure out if they're going to be able to extend it from there. The fact that it's starting in Poland, I don't know the significance of why they would use Poland as their testing ground, but the fact is that they're still using an isolated market to kind of help test the product. I feel like if they were going to do a European country, that they could have used multiples, at least still just use a few just to kind of test and gauge different areas, because a lot of the European continent and a lot of those countries all have different bandwidths and everything, especially being a part of the EU. So it would help them really test out different areas and their different pool on how they're gonna be able to stream. But honestly, it's a good step for them to test it out if they're really serious about wanting to get into streaming for mobile gaming and stuff like that, or even if they're going to look at making console games. So honestly, it's just the right start for them to start putting their foot in the water and testing this properly, unlike a certain product that we're not going to talk about because it has no name here, that didn't test anything and just said, hey, we're coming out and we're going to have all the games that you already have, but you have to buy them again. And
yeah, shout out to my brother in the chat, K Mega. We not going to name that platform, but I told you it wasn't going to last.
nope.
I told you. Shout out to my boy 100. He backed me. Off with your head. Not you, but the service.
Yeah.
All right, sick. First of all, let me shout out my brother in the chat. My man Still Rain in the building, living split every Saturday morning, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your oatmeal, your grits, your eggs, your bacon, or your coffee and orange juice, and get it popping every Saturday morning. Those are my brothers from another mother. Shout out to my brother Pong. I don't see him in here tonight, but he's usually here all the goddamn time. Now, sick. What did you think about this whole Netflix thing? And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to reach out to my brother Mads, man. And I'm going to ask him to test this out because right now he lives in Poland. He's the only dude I really know out there. So I'm going to be like, listen, test that out and give me your thoughts. I'm a Stranger Things fan. I even had themed intros with it before on my channel. I love the series. It was amazing. They're bringing a 4th season. The game, but talk to me. What did you think about this whole situation?
Well, now listen close, folks, because at first it's going to seem the opposite of what I'm saying, right? But streaming, in a way, is sort of like a fad-esque type situation, where at first you're going to see the worthy names you expect to see compete in this arena. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, okay? They all run servers online if you want to rent servers for whatever you're doing. You run a game server, your business, whatever the heck, right? Those are the top 3, right? So now then, and then you have the other companies that you could name that makes logical sense that they too would have a streaming service like Sony, Disney, what have you, right? So Netflix already is all about streaming. They're one of the OGs when it comes to streaming, period. But when it comes to games, it's a little different. But then, of course, you don't expect them to make hardware. That's not their forte. Their forte is that software and that streaming. Netflix is like the #1 user of bandwidth across the world. Is it not still? So they have a lot of experience, a lot of connections, more servers and bandwidth running through it than even Google or Amazon, because they're probably renting them from Google and Amazon. I forget which one. I think it's Amazon right now. They're renting their servers from. So a lot of those servers, a lot of those servers are run by Amazon and being paid for by Netflix, and that's the large majority of the internet's total bandwidth, right? So it makes sense for if Netflix wants to dabble in the game side of streaming, that they would use their content first, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're testing that out. I don't know if they're gonna go too hog wild with it. It might be a little side thing they do, and they'll slowly grow it. I suggest they don't do what Google did. They don't do what Google did, because we seen that crash in. But that's what happened. Like, I mean, I'm not even gonna name the name. It's forbidden here for a reason. They crashed that hard. Okay, so Netflix, has to look at that situation and say, what did they do wrong? How can we avoid those pitfalls, and what can we do to be successful in the way that they are not? And they're keeping it small right now in Poland. Maybe the developers are there, so they're trying, at home base. Who knows? I really don't know. But this is the way you do it. You take your time. Amazon and Google, I feel, did not do that. Even though Amazon, I know you beta tested it for about a year there, and they needed more time. Okay, and their business plan was no good either. Same with Google. They needed more time. They weren't ready with anything.
Right.
And even now, after all this time, is it that much better? No. So Netflix, take your time.
Facts.
Take your time.
All right. Listen, man, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, man. And let's just get straight into this, man. We're gonna talk about Gamescom thoughts, which is gonna lead into the next segue before we get out of here. So tell me, what was your Gamescom's thoughts and standouts, and what game particularly tickled you? Like, oh yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that. What game, Bloody? Talk to me. What did you think?
Man, there was quite a few games that had me excited. And I'm talking about from the opening night live.
Was they all Japanese?
No.
Okay. All right.
There was one Japanese game that was on.
It could be several, but I know how you give it up, man. Go ahead, Bloody.
Listen, I already knew about Tales of Arise. I told you I was playing that demo. I was like, I already know that I'm excited for that. I was like, they don't need to tell me more about that. I would say it was nice that we got more pictures and screenshots from Elden Ring, though. Now that is looking good. But no, there was a couple games that were really stand out, and there was a few from Xbox's like indie showcase that really caught my eye. The Chinatown Detective Agency looks very interesting. I do love those like pixelated story games, and that one looked really good. But one that I thought absolutely just made me laugh, and shout out to the fact that everyone talks about my Satan rings, Cult of the Lamb. I love that one. I was like, yes. I saw that one. I was like, all right. I was like, you're taking adorable, cute looking characters and making them hail Satan as much as they could. I was like, okay, I dig this. And the fact that it looks like an action, an ARPG, looks like it might have some roguelite elements. The first thing that really clicked to my mind is that it made me think of Binding of Isaac. When I saw the art and I saw the way that the gameplay looked, I was like, it made me think of Binding of Isaac. Yep. So I got really excited for Cult of the Lamb. So that one really stuck with me. Dolmen, that one looked really interesting. Good look at King of Fighters 15. King of Fighters is a classic among the fighting scene, especially from SNK. So that one absolutely looked phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to that. There was just a lot on display. Doka V. Doka V looks very interesting. It looks like Pokemon if you actually could like summon them and like explore the world openly, but much better. So that one actually was kind of a very, very interesting standout for me. Gungrave Gore looked phenomenal. I was so pumped on that, and just the art style absolutely right up my alley. But that action, oh my god, that looked dope.
Yeah, I'm with the shits.
Yeah, that one was real badass. What was the other one? There was the one that a lot of people were saying that was basically like Doom, but with the magic that you were shooting from your hands. I can't remember the exact name of it, but that one looked really dope.
That looked crazy. Yeah. That looked like Doom and oh my god, I can't think of the series. It's one of my favorite series. Harry Potter mix.
Yeah, the way that you were just shooting the way that you were shooting spells. Did
you see the way he did his fingers?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, whoa, that looks kind of crazy.
Yeah, that one looked really good, and that one caught my attention. So there was quite a few. We got some more updates on games that we already were aware of. We saw another look at Super Monkey Ball. I was like, that one has always been a favorite of mine. I just love the mini game aspect of it and how they're expanding it. And of course, they announced more crossover characters, and that's just turning into another Sega All-Stars game because they've been doing that a lot. But there was quite a few announcements all the way around. But State of Decay 2. the new update, Homeland or Homecoming looks so good. I really like the fact that they still continue to support State of Decay 2. We recently been talking about getting back into it.
We did.
So that has me excited. The game State of Decay 2 still definitely has its wonks even from when it launched way back in the day. But you know what? I'll
deal with it. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'll deal with it. I was like, it could be frustrating at times because it can be a little bit buggy. But you know what? They definitely improved from where the first game was, and now with whatever they're doing with State of Decay 3, I hope that they're able to take this up. I don't even want to think
about 3. I'm not even 10 minutes into 2.
But there was some real great announcements all around. But like I said, standouts were those ones. But Gungrave Gore absolutely was absolutely one of my top. Same with Cult of the Lamb and just many others.
All right. Listen, man. Shout out to the chat. I see y'all lit out there. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're interested in Aliens Fighting Team and you are subscribed, because only subscribers going to get this code. Shout out to Stone King X. Hit that 108. Just type in 108 in the chat if you're interested. And this is for American region. This is not for outside of U.S. This is not my code because I try to usually put codes that anybody can use. But hit that 108 in the chat, and I'm going to pick somebody by my hand or my eyes, and I'm going to get out of the way. You're going to have to contact me at 108dragonsTV@gmail to the name that's in the chat that's connected to your email. That's how we gonna do this, so people don't steal your prize. So with that being said, type it in there, man. We definitely I'm gonna drop that code to you when you contact you. Pay attention to the end, baby. We almost there. Now, Sick, your standouts. Talk to me. Gamescom for me was lit, baby.
Words for
me. I need your standout. That's Bloody's list. I need your list. Let's go,
bro.
Let's go.
Tell you, man. Me and Bloody got a lot of crossover, but I got a couple other ones too. So let me shout out, a couple of the crossovers. King of Fighters, right?
King of Fighters.
Mwah. Woo. Loving that, right? Next one, Doke V. Yo, Nintendo. Korea is showing you up. That's what Pokemon should look like. It's 2021. My cell phone could do a lot better than what you guys are doing. Come on, man. Yo, and PK be talking about this week after week. Yo, Nintendo is slipping up. Now, I'm a lot more harsh about it, and you know how I feel about Nintendo. But Nintendo could be doing a lot better, and they could be getting this money that's not in my pocket right now. Let me tell you all the drama I'm going through.
And Sick, to add on to that is that it's bad when even PK says that the Nintendo Pokemon Direct was a letdown with Legends of Arceus.
That's right.
When he said that, he said, he's like, what is this? This is bland. He's like, this is weak. That should let you know something.
Exactly. And he's expressed a lot of disappointment with Nintendo for a while now. This is nothing new. This is not the first nor last time, but Doke V, oh my God, wow. That's what we should have for Pokemon in 2021, and Nintendo, man, you messing up. But there's so many games I could mention. Forza Horizon was there, Saints Row's looking good.
Oh,
even
the Saints Row
reboot. Dragons TV welcomes everyone.
Looking pretty good, man. I want to see some more things about it in terms of gameplay, because we didn't see too much. It's a reboot that's cool with me, but I don't see actual gameplay that's more in depth. I know Lemon said they had an interview with the developers. I didn't get to see that yet.
They showed gameplay. They showed
gameplay. I definitely want to check that out too. But also Midnight Suns. I think Bloody, you were talking that. Or was it someone, I forget who, was it you?
No, Midnight Suns from Marvel.
Right, because at first I thought that was an action game on console, but it's more like XCOM. And yes, I like that a lot.
I'm with it. I like the visuals because it made me think of what they did with the Avengers. But the fact is that I like that they're going into the mystical side of Marvel. Because guess what? We saw the return of everyone's favorite vampire. We saw Blade up in there. We saw Ghost Rider. We saw Doctor Strange.
A different Ghost Rider than most people are used to. Even I didn't know that was,
the Ghost Rider. Everyone thought it was Johnny Blaze. Nope, that is Robbie. I was like, that is Robbie. Yep.
Yeah. So there was other games too, like Age of Empires 4. I've been talking about that. It comes out on my birthday, but yesterday was my brother's birthday. Definitely getting that for him. The Gunk looking a lot better than we saw the last time. Looking really good.
Yeah.
Flight Simulator. We're getting races, and that Top Gun expansion is on the way soon too. But the thing that really
they
got
got jets right now though. You ain't gotta
they
wait.
Jets,
they just
but
$20.
I want to have my aviator glasses with the joystick and the throttle and the pedals and all of that, man. And living those Top Gun dreams like Maverick and Goose, baby. But yeah. But the thing that really had my heart low key was Humble Games on Game Pass, because I was saying for a while, like, Humble needs to do a deal with Microsoft where you pay a low cost, right, and all that money goes to charity, because this is what they do on Steam, right? It's a low cost of entry, and you get a lot of games, AAA games, lots of them, like a bunch of them. In fact, if you're on Steam and you've been using it for a while and you have friends who do, eventually you'll have a friend who'll give you a code for a major game, right? And
I buy so many Humble bundles, it's not even funny. I've
exactly,
spent
and
money.
then eventually, a lot of the codes you don't even need because you own those games already, so you're giving them out to your friends because it's still worth the money, even if you get like 2 games out of it, and the majority of that money is going to charity. But these guys now are working with Game Pass. You don't have to pay a dime as long as you pay for Game Pass, and I'm sure a good chunk of that money is going to charity, like Humble does. Meanwhile, they're supporting a lot of indie developers, and there was a lot of indie games there that I saw that just caught my eye. Dodgeball
Academia.
Dodgeball Academia, looking
I love
great,
that.
man. That reminds me of the old games on NES, Dodgeball on NES back in the day.
But the fact that it plays out like an RPG is great too.
Yes, yeah. They expanded upon it. And also, Bushinden was a game I've been looking forward to on Steam. And planning to use it for the Steam Deck. But now, I don't have to spend that extra money to get it because it's coming to Game Pass on PC as well, as far as I know, because that's a PC game. I don't know if it'll be on console. Hopefully, it'll be on both. That would be great to see. I love the fact that they're supporting the indies. I talk about Project Wingman, that's also on Game Pass right now, and the publisher is also Humble Games. There was lots of games there. There was also another game that I saw, Unsighted.
They mentioned a few others that were kind of not talked about. It was like Midnight Fight Express. That one looked dope. Flynn, Son of Crimson, and that Signal Isis. That one looked interesting.
Signal Isis. I couldn't pronounce that name for a long time. It just it doesn't roll off the tongue too well. But they have a lot of games. They also Archvale.
Yeah, Archvale.
There's another one. So there's a lot of dope indie games. And I love indie games and stuff too. Especially if it's pixel art. But there was another game you said, I forget the name, but you had said it. It's top down. It's animated. I think it's associated, and you have a sword or whatever, and it's like a top down action game.
Cult of the Lamb.
Yes, Cult of the Lamb. Definitely waiting on that. So I saw a lot of games that are right up my alley, and a lot of games that
Praise the Darkness.
Yeah, and there's a lot of games that are traditionally great, and we saw a lot of games from everybody, and man, Gamescom was just an overall awesome situation. Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna get to my list before y'all take every goddamn game. So, Saints Row, Midnight Suns, of course, Halo, Tales of Arise, Crossfire X, Sifu. And I'm gonna name something that I have on my PC that I'm happy to finally hit consoles September 29th this year. Insurgent Sandstorm.
Yeah.
I'm a tactical shooter. It's multiplayer co-op, multiplayer competitive, PvP, all the above. This is a hardcore game. It is good to see that this title is finally
more in the vein of Ghost Recon. That's what
consoles.
And we need that tactical.
Another game was Blood of Heroes. Now, Blood of Heroes is the vampire game that's like PUBG with vampire powers and guns.
Oh, you mean Blood Hunt?
I mean Blood Hunt. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Blood Hunt. And Blood of Heroes. And Blood of Heroes I like. So both of those. Both of those. Absolutely amazing. Hope they doing an early preview come September for Blood Hunt. I've been trying to get into the alpha. I was not accepted. Goddamn. But I tried too. I play those battle royale games. I love it, man. And I watch this one guy, I can't think of his name. I would shout him out on YouTube. Streams it all day. Awesome effects, fast pace, over the top action. The different vampires got powers. My Lord, I'm looking forward to that. I will definitely be getting that on preview on Steam. I was impressed with the overall Gamescom presentation. I was really liking what I saw because I've been playing Flight Simulator with that Hotus flight stick. Yo, to see where they're going, giving support for the indie titles, putting them on stage, giving them that presence is absolutely amazing. I thought the show's presentations from a lot of these big outlets was better than it's ever been.
Yes, everybody did a good job.
You know, really like I said, even with Saints Row, when I thought they was gonna show a trailer, and they was like, "No, we gonna give you some gameplay." That's why I was telling you, sick. I see. Listen, you had to watch it after the show.
Right.
I have to go back and watch that now.
I think it was on IGN, and they had it on IGN, and they showed actual gameplay. That game, Saints Row, the reboot, has nothing to do with the last series, and it looks phenomenal. The creative character mode. I thought Gamescom overall was awesome. Now I want to move into the second to final segment, man, and we're going to get into this. Listen, man, controllers, and consoles. Now, I don't know about y'all, man, but damn, I've been trying to get my hands on that Elite Series Halo damn Xbox Series X, man. I don't think it ever went up for pre-order. I think everybody's frauding. Because Best Buy still says coming soon. Walmart said they sold out. Target said they sold out.
You know, Walmart was going to say sold out. They always sell
right.
quick.
Even Microsoft said out of stock. Now, listen. I was checking every 15 minutes. For both. All those sites, I had 4 tabs open. I'm clicking. I am willing to sell my soul to get this console. Bars. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to sell a soul, I mean, I know.
No, not Satan rings, not Satan rings situation. No, not that deep of a soul. But I'm just saying.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, watch your words.
Listen, I did pre-order that Xbox Elite Series 2 Halo. I did pre-order, and trust me, I don't need no more controllers. I got every controller this generation. The red, the blue, I got a Looney Tunes one. I got the 108 Dragons custom controller, which I still didn't do no unboxing. I was supposed to do the unboxing. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait till November to get my Forza controller, right? I'm gonna get my Forza controller.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get my Elite Series 2. I don't even need an Elite, but it's Halo. So I'm going with it. I might not never touch it. I still got my Sea of Thieves, never been used. Listen, man, I got more controllers than I got family members. But fellas, tell me what y'all thought about these controllers and that the elusive, not exclusive, the elusive Series X Halo console that we only can look at because I don't know one person with it. And let me shout out to GameStop. My boy's on deck. He got me on speed watch. They're looking out for me. I got like 4 district managers looking out for me. Soon as it comes available, they're gonna pre-order it for me and just put it on my account. But please talk to me, man. Was y'all excited? Did it get your blood boiling like it did me? Because man, I done sold my soul. I done got over $300 in controllers alone in November with no games. So talk to me. What did y'all think?
Go ahead, Bloody, because I got something different to say.
So honestly, the controller looked absolutely amazing. I was like, that iconic green and gold accent to it for that Elite looks beyond phenomenal. I think they did a great job. The details on it is amazing. On the back of the controller where the little charger port is, where you would put it on the charge stand. I don't think anyone noticed right there because it looks like the back of Chief's helmet because it has a little spot right there where the AI slot would be. I thought that was a nice little detail. I was gonna say, so the controller looks absolutely amazing. Of course, it has the 117 on there for Master Chief's iconic number and stuff like that. The console itself looks like a solid, beautifully built console. But I mean, to be fair, whenever Xbox does custom consoles, they always are outdone. I mean, look at what they did with the Gears 5 Xbox One X consoles, right? That pure white with the laser etching and stuff like that, and how they did that holographic look to make it look 3D. Let's say they go over the top with their customs.
It looks like somebody else got props today too, huh?
Yeah, I'd say.
Listen.
But the fact is that both the console, I was like, which also comes with its own custom controller to match that aesthetic of the console,
which they're not selling.
Nope. But but basically you're getting 2 custom Halo controllers right there. But the fact is that when it comes to Halo, they always do a custom controller. They always do a custom console for Halo. They always have at every launch. And just like all the past consoles, this one looks very beautiful, looks phenomenal. For those who want it, I'm absolutely excited for y'all to get it. I was like, it's not my thing. I was like, because I'm not a diehard Halo fan like that, but I will not deny that console and that controller looked delicious. I was like, but that Forza controller, I am looking at that one simply because of the fact that it's a Phantom and it has a see-through, and I'm a sucker for Phantom controllers. I was gonna say I get sucker for like I bought all the Phantom controllers, the black, the white, the camo, the purple. I got all those ones because of the fact that I like see-through. That was always been my weakness. So when I saw that has that all the neon lights and stuff, or the neon colors, and there's parts where it's see-through, I'm just like, I might need to get that.
All right.
But
okay,
no.
well, look, man. Listen, I don't care who cares. I got my custom controller with my 108 Dragons, and I got my Looney Tunes. I don't care if y'all saw those controllers before, which I don't have. I still in the box. I'm gonna do all these unboxings at the same damn time. I'm gonna hold both those controllers to November. But I'm telling you, man, I feel like I just pimped out my rod, and I need one more piece to the puzzle. I need this Halo console, and I'm going to sell my soul, not to what Bloody be worshiping, no sir, but I will sell my soul to the Microsoft gods out there, because I'm telling you, I need the system in my life. Like I said, I'm about to give me another Series X next week. Listen. I'm just saying, I need this console in my life. I need it. This is going to be a 20th anniversary, and I need that 20th anniversary work. And with that being said, Sick, you said you had something different to say. Talk to me.
Well, I have something different. You know, I like all these controller designs. They're all fly, no doubt. Like, it's particularly the controller that's being packaged with this Xbox. I wish they had that design up for sale. That's the design I'm really interested in. But Steel Rain said something this morning that I think I agree with too. That I think it's better to hold off because they're probably going to do an Elite 3, I feel, because Phil Spencer, not too long ago, was asking, you know, what the community had thought about, like, you know, those features that are in the DualSense, let's say. I don't want to claim he said exactly like that, but you knew, but you get what I'm saying, right? So, you know, that got a lot of negative feedback from the community, but I think, you know, that's going to happen. So I'm holding off, you know, on any other
good luck.
2 controllers. I already have one, because I already have one, and it's hard enough to get one as it is. So I'm not going to be in that battle. But, you know, the consoles themselves, they look great. But also, you know, when you look at the Series X and S, that's a great canvas for, like, if you had, like, a fat head or something, you know, like a sticker where it has the design, you could, you know, you stick it on, and you have your dope design. And then if you decide, you know, you want to change it up, pull it off, you put something different on. I think that's the way forward, I feel. But also with the controllers, I feel what they're going to do with the design lab, eventually they're going to have it where you can get the clear plastic, and you might be even able to upload your own design, and they'll print it on the controller. I'd love to see something like that. Now, that would be the end game when it comes to design lab. If you could upload your own design and graphic, and then they print that onto the controller, and then you have your own one-of-a-kind custom controller.
Well,
I think Microsoft will do something like that soon.
Top of the food chain, technically. Timmy, I see you in the building. Shout out to my European brother. Listen, the end game is being able to design your own custom controller anyway, because no company's ever offered that. So everybody,
with custom buttons and all of that,
right?
Yeah,
like
Elite
that's an Elite. Let's not discredit. Not that you did, but let's not say like, oh, that would be the ultimate, because the ultimate is there's been no company to ever offer nothing like that.
I like the sound of like that.
That's an amazing situation in itself. So listen,
but that's
man,
what I'm saying, that if they're the first one to do it, that's the end all be all. Because
that's the end all be all, just to have that option. And The winner of that code is Smitty Smith. Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations. You have been handpicked to be one of those 108 Dragon Standing winner. Congratulations to you, brother. Hand claps to everybody, man. Smitty Smith, you got to hit me with an email that's connected to your name that's in the chat at 108dragonstv@gmail.com, and I will shoot that code straight to your life. Enjoy the game, my brother. Hopefully you can join us for community game night when we pop off on Sundays early Eastern Standard Time and get your gaming on. And I hope to see you there, my brother. Congratulations. And shout out to everybody. Next week, I might be giving out that Songs of Iron also. So let's talk about that. Nah, we ain't going to talk about that. But listen, this subject here is very important to me, very detrimental. I made my daughter watch this situation, man. We're going to talk about Fortnite having Dr. Martin Luther King's speech in Washington, D.C. being put into this game. And as you see on the screen, you see me sitting down with LeBron James, one of the black athlete leaders, activists, putting kids through school, giving kids billions of dollars in scholarships to school, high school, and college, man. And I sat my daughter down and let her look at this speech, man. This was a very, very big moment. In 1963, we lost a great one when this man was assassinated. Speech was very moving, and in this speech he's not talking about Black Rights Matter or Black Lives Matter. He's talking about the United States people as people, all of us. That's what makes this speech so great. It was good to see Epic Games team up with Time Magazine. If your child plays this game, man, sit down with them on the couch, just let them load it up. You know, it goes through the whole event, and basically when it loads up, you walk through this time warp and it takes you back to 1963. You can sit down. The speech is loud. It's crystal clear. It's original footage, man. What's crazy, they took out the emotes that's usually in the game, so there's no dance and nothing like that. But you can bring up an emote that has a picket sign that says, "I have a dream." I thought this was something that was big. This is something I looked into with like Madden. On the back of the bottom of the helmets of the new Madden is something that people are not going to pay attention to. It says Black Lives Matter, and in the end zone, it says behind it, it says it has a lot of advertisement for stop racism across the board. Not anyone, you know, I definitely support, like in gaming, we need to, we're gamers. There's no colors in gamers. There really shouldn't be no colors anyway. We live in a country that is like nationality seafood gumbo. We got a little bit of everything here. You know what I'm saying? This is the only country that's ran by a multitude of nationalities on a regular. Give me your thoughts, man. And in the chat, man, chime in, man. Tell me what y'all thought about this. If you didn't hear about it, I definitely wanted to bring this to y'all, man, because seeing Epic and Time Magazine bring this historical event to a game with over 150 million players constant a year, I thought this was a major step in the right direction to bring in awareness to a situation that some people just don't really care about or are uneducated. And I know a lot of these kids today, they're not taught properly. Like when I came up, they preached about this guy. They talked, you know, they talked about it in school.
They played the speech for us, yeah, in school.
Right. So, you know, people, like I said, people in the chat, you could definitely chime in. We reading all chats that's related to this subject, man. I thought this was very important to bring this to the masses, man. I thought it was very, very, very detrimental to what we do. Like I said, I thought this was the subject that should have ended the show. Bloody, talk to me. What did you think about this?
Honestly, man, this is something that is we've seen that there are communities and many games that try to find unique ways to teach anything from life skills to history. And I think what the community did for this to partner up directly with Epic and and Time Magazine to do this is beyond amazing, because you're right. The generation now, they don't know the struggles and what went into just for them to be able to do the things that they do today, and how that was not that long ago. I was like, and now there's places where they're really trying to hide this part of history. And I don't like to get political. I was like, but
it
there's
needs to be
times where
said.
it comes down to, and unfortunately here in Texas, there was a part that the Texas legislation removed the civil rights movement from the education curriculum, specifically talking about Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement, his speech, Rosa Parks, and all that. They're trying to remove a lot of the work that was done, and now the kids that are going through school aren't going to have that as a part of the curriculum. Or even if it's talked about, it's so quickly brushed over, they're not going to understand the impact of what it meant for today. You're talking about something that was just over 50 years ago, something that's still so fresh, something that still affects everything we do today. They just don't realize it. So the fact that you have something like this pushing and really helping to teach and show and let people really experience that's something that's amazing. I was like, we talked about in the past, like Assassin's Creed, how they introduced that walk through history as a way to teach about the time periods. You're starting to see these games use very unique situations to help educate, help teach, and help to show stuff that most people don't pay attention to now. And I think with the fact that this is really going into probably one of the hardest times in America was during the civil rights era, everything that it went into, everything that happened, everything that, from the assassination of Martin Luther after everything, this was important. And the fact that this cannot be brushed over, and this is something that absolutely should be talked about and shown in a very creative and also a very open way, a way for them to be able to experience it, but be able to sit down and talk about it and be in a controlled environment with it. Not something that's just basically like, hey, you're not going to see everything. No, we're going to let you experience it in a very unique, immersive way.
Okay. I think, this is something I wanted to talk about because, first of all, Epic is making a ton of money. And for them to even take a stance in this situation, what I thought was awesome, was excellent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to bring it to people's awareness. Sid, give me an overview before we get out of here, man. And tell me, what did you think about this?
Yeah, I like a lot of the things you two have been saying. And you look at the platform that Fortnite is right now. You have over 100 million eyes, and a lot of them are young eyes. As we were saying, it's not being taught in the curriculum in the same way as we experienced it. We got to see the speech in school. They brought out the TV and they played it for us. In its entirety. And it wasn't just once or twice you saw it. You saw it a couple of times. They really explained to you all these things. So this is a platform that they have with Fortnite. They've done, things like concerts and things like that before. But this time they did it for something good, something important.
Right.
Especially for these young eyes who are playing this game constantly and spending their parents' money, for all this DLC and mindless stuff that doesn't even matter. They took all this and they did something that matters and is helpful. And this is, I think, is, really a first step. VR is becoming a lot more affordable and stuff. And there's a lot of talk about, Epic is talking about the metaverse is going to be their own type of thing. Like, they had already Player One, Facebook is working on the same thing. They have Oculus. And I really believe what Hip Hop Hammer had said about the PlayStation Home coming back with PSVR 2. And these are platforms they could do the same type of thing with. Okay, it's not just for games. It could also be for education and to let people know what's going on. Because education, is the most important thing. When you know what's going on, they can't trick you and, lie you about the past. The past is important because if you don't know the past, you're doomed to repeat it. And in many ways, a lot of people don't understand the past, don't know the past, or weren't taught about the past. And this is, a great way for these young folks to learn.
Facts. Well, like I said, man, I said enough on the situation. I just felt I wanted to bring this up. you know, a lot of people say, oh, there wasn't no content this week. There's always content. It depends what you want to bring to the table or if you knew about it. So I definitely wanted to bring in awareness, man. And shout out to Smitty Smith, man. 108dragons.tv at Gmail. Contact me. Email that's connected to your name that's in the chat, man, so I can shoot this code to you, man. And like I said, next week we might have songs of Iron to give away. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody here. We about to get up out of here. Another fantastic show, giving people what they need to hear, what they want to hear, and content that you might not hear nowhere else, man. I definitely try to pride myself on bringing and shout out to my man Clowns, man, because he hit me with this email and was like, Lem, this is important. And I was like, what the hell? So I opened it up and was like, wow. I said, oh, we talking about this Saturday. You know, Halo's supposed to be my subject, but this is something that needs to be said, man. And shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Shout out to everybody that smash that like button, man. Greatly appreciate it, man. Hope to see y'all here during the week, during my content, and every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Dragons Den, man. Shout out to my content creators out there that come out week and support me, because we do the same thing. We help each other, we support each other, and I'm always advertising my brothers out here, man, and that's greatly appreciated. We're going to get out of here. Your boy Lemon got some bottles to pop. It's party night. You already know how I do on Saturday night. I'm up out here in these partying streets. But with that being said, shout out to my non-guest, Bloody Knuckles, and where's Akumu? She wanted to talk about something, but she passed out.
Nah, she's laying down right now, but she's on her laptop. She in the chat. She in the chat.
I know she's in the. You gotta tell me. I'm right here.
You just
I
asked.
know. I'm just saying she's just laying
No,
down.
but I'm just going by what she said. She wanted to pop in and talk about some Gamescom, but I seen we got to that subject. She wasn't around. Just ask her. You know, I care about y'all. You know, y'all like my kids.
She said she's gonna take a little bit of time next week to hit up her her list.
Yeah, she could do that. She's
no doubt.
She's the big cog in the way this engine rolls, baby. That's a fact. Shout out to PK, feel better, brother. You know I love you to death, man.
Yeah, homeboy.
You know I'll see you next week if you're ready. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk. Call me when you need me. You know I'm here for you. Bloody, aka my little brother from another mother. Let's get it, man. Tell them where they can find you, what you got popping, and yeah, you already know what it is. Always a pleasure to have you come in here, man. You should have answered your goddamn phone, but we don't want to talk about that. But get into it, man. Tell them where they can find you.
So shut your ass up.
No, you ain't answering nothing. Akumu made you get him. Akumu Matata. Let's go.
Actually, no, I still answered on my own.
Oh, you got the big boy pants on today? Okay.
Oh, yeah, today.
108 Dragons
Oh,
TV
is that right?
welcomes
Is that right?
everyone.
Okay. Anyways,
right,
to everyone else out there, I appreciate y'all stopping by and coming out. You all know where to find me. Y'all can find me over on Twitter. Y'all can find me on Facebook. Y'all can find me on Instagram. Y'all can find me on Twitch.tv as well as on YouTube.com, all at /BloodyNux, KNUX as well. I was like, Smash is coming back. That is something I'm working on. I got everything locked in, so be looking for that for your one-stop shop for all things nerdy news and geeky goodness, where we talk all things pop culture, anime, movies, and TV shows, as well as if you are interested in watching live gameplay, I do stream 4 times a week, so make sure you guys check that out. We'll be dabbling over on Facebook as well and put more stuff here on YouTube, so make sure that y'all check that out because there is stuff in the works. But with that being said, y'all all have a wonderful rest of y'all's evening, and I hope you'll stay beautiful. But till then, peace out, and check you later, guys.
Sickety sick, quick sick. Let's get it. Where can they find you?
Quick.
What you got coming up? Talk to the people, man. On our way out the door.
Well, you know, you can find me on every platform that matters. You can find me on Twitter and all the gaming platforms out there. 6Larry. Almost at 500 subscribers on Twitter. So hey, get me over that line.
Round of applause for my brother. Round of applause.
No doubt. Thank you. So yeah, you can find me right here on the Dragon's Den next week, no doubt. 6 p.m. Eastern. Come catch us, bro. We talk here about games and we talk about other things that are important too, not just about games all the time. So,
facts. And shout out to my man Black Tyrant, man. And anybody want to see somebody stream some great gaming content? That brother right there is on fire, man. You know I always try to hop in your chat. Him and my man Sensei. We got to link up. Let me know. 6 o'clock next week. You in, baby? Dragons Den got them doors open. We can get this popping. You know I support you, my brother. I want to help you grow. I want to team up, man. My Boricua brother. That's that Spanish tongue. Let's go. And like I always say, man, give yourselves a round of applause in the chat. Without y'all, did not be no one-away Dragons or the Dragons Den, and all of us on this panel, man, y'all are greatly appreciated. I love my community, man, and I'm always bringing that energy. This is who I am. This is who I will be to the end. From 10 subscribers to 10,000. Don't matter. This is what we're doing in these gaming streets. And like I always say, man, every week, bring your game and not your name. And I'll see you on the next one. Bars.